Please leave me your comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and to press notifications if you want to see more videos like this. Okay, so let's get into it. So we're going to look at Paul Sedden's statement. He is the Anglican priest who had a lot of contact with the McCanns. And he said on the 16th of April, I am the person referred to above. I am a priest of the Roman Catholic Church, a position I have held for more than 20 years. During the past 18 months, I have exercised my functions as a priest in 3 parishes in the Manchester area, and previously I spent 16 years as a priest in Liverpool. I have known Kate and Jerry McCann for over 10 years. I met them as a couple at the wedding of my friends, Mark and Linda, which I presided over at Easter 1997 in Liverpool. Kate had been invited to the ceremony as Linda's childhood friend, and Jerry accompanied her. I remember that after the ceremony, I got to know Kate and Jerry seriously for the first time, although I had perhaps already met Kate for short moments on previous occasions as Linda's friend. During the reception, I particularly remember Jerry because of the fact he was wearing a kilt, which gave him an extrovert air and meant that he did not go unnoticed. I also discovered we shared an enthusiastic interest for golf, and we spent a lot of time talking about this. Since then, Kate, Jerry and I became good friends, and they continue to be part of the social circle today. In 1998, I carried out Kate and Jerry's wedding ceremony, again in Liverpool. At that time, I already knew Kate and Jerry quite well and had played many golf matches with Jerry. I remember that they gave me a set of golf clubs from St Andrews as a present for carrying out the ceremony. I also baptised their first child, Madeleine. But more than being a priest, I consider myself above all to be their friend. During the last 10 years, our friendship has been constant, and I have always kept in regular contact wherever they have been. I travelled to Amsterdam to visit them when Jerry was working there, and we see each other at least 3 or 4 times a year. I have spent other holiday periods with them, including one occasion in Stratford-upon-Avon after the birth of the twins. During the time they were in Amsterdam, I was very ill, and I was forced to spend 6 or 7 weeks without working. Kate and Jerry gave me much support and phoned me regularly. I ended up becoming a very good friend of the whole family. The first time I heard of Madeleine's disappearance was in the early morning of Friday the 4th of May 2007. I received a phone call from Linda, who told me what had happened, and I immediately sent a text message to Kate's phone, telling her my prayers were with them. I received a reply almost immediately, and I remember that Kate wrote that she felt as if the world was about to fall apart. At about 1:30 that morning, Kate called me in a state of great agitation. I tried to calm her as well as I could, saying that Madeleine could have had a bout of sleepwalking and that she would be all right. I remember that Kate was worried by the fact that Madeleine was wearing short-sleeved pyjamas and she could catch a cold. I felt that only a mother could think like that and say such a thing. I could perceive the trauma that Kate was experiencing from her voice. I led with prayers and other situations in my role as a priest. Jerry phoned me on the same night, and he also seemed to me to be quite traumatized and at the same time very upset and angry. His Scottish accent, which was normally very slight, became so heavy that his sentences were almost incomprehensible. I spoke to them again the following morning, and their state was practically the same. Jerry was worried by the fact that the Portuguese police were focused upon him and Kate, but I tried to reassure him that would be a normal procedure and that they were only trying to find out the maximum information possible about Madeleine. I think Jerry already had a notion of this, but felt frustrated. I asked them whether they had any kind of emotional support, and they replied that Mark Warner had provided them with a professional counsellor. Later, I travelled to Portugal with the aim of offering all my positive support. I arrived on the day of Madeleine's birthday, the 12th of May 2007, and travelled with a mutual friend, Linda. Once I arrived, it was easy to note that they needed having their family and friends close. I knew there was not much that I could do for them, but just the fact of contributing to an occasional smile already seemed to be a big help. I stayed for a week on that occasion, but returned to Portugal for another week in August 2007, again to lend all possible support. During my stay, I helped conduct religious services in the Catholic Church, as well as in the Anglican Church in Praia-da-Luz. When I returned to the UK, I tried to leave it to Kate and Jerry to phone in order to not appear too interfering, given that I knew but for both of them to be very busy. Every time we spoke, they always asked me to pray for Madeleine. I always did this. On one occasion, I organised a vigil in Formby that was attended by hundreds of people. From the beginning, when Kate and Jerry told me that Madeleine had been taken, I always had hope that the child could have left the apartment alone, as she was a very adventurous girl. On the occasions that I saw and talked to Kate and Jerry since this happened, they reacted with stress and trauma, given that what happened to them does not make sense, and they wish to have Madeleine back instead of all the publicity and press. I've had some difficulties in carrying out my daily tasks because it seems surreal to me that life continues normally while Kate and Jerry are going through this situation. They are both very different. Kate is a reserved person and finds all this exposure and speaking in public very difficult. I think she has been extraordinary, mainly in doing things like speaking to the European Parliament recently. Jerry is more extrovert and finds it easier to relate to people. My reading of all this is that both have worked very well as a team and that they have been successful in the impact that the campaign to find Madeleine has had. I think that they have acted very well in order to maintain their dignity in the face of more negative publicity, and I know their friends are very proud of them. I would also like to emphasise that it worries me that Kate and Jerry continue to be considered as arguidos in the case. The fact that it was suggested that they might have something to do with Madeleine's disappearance is implausible and in bad taste. This made some members of the press turn against them, resulting in negative publicity. They are just two normal people who want their daughter to return to be with them and are doing everything within their reach to find her. If they thought she was dead, they would not continue to search for her. They continue to be focused upon searching for her and finding Madeleine and hope that she will be found. On Wednesday, the 16th of April 2008, I was interviewed on DVD between 10:05 and 10:47 by DC 4064 Holiday, I am willing to confirm that my statement is truthful and in accordance with my understanding and belief, that it faithfully reflects what I witnessed. This statement was made by me and is truthful in accordance with my knowledge. Thank you.